Continuing in Jude, we see the price of disobedience in Jude chapter 5. Introduction. The people forget God. They are unconcerned about His laws. But God is not slack concerning His promises. They will pay the price. God's promises are written, and they're written in stone, and they're always there. If you will get to them and find them, you'll be able to find out what God wants you to know and what He wants you to have. But if you don't open His book, you're not going to know His promises. And that's the problem today with many of us, that we don't get in the book and find out what His promises are. It says, once fully informed, quite familiar with all of the facts, the Israelites were openly disobedient. They knew the facts, yet they were disobedient. That's like some of us today, is it not? God punished their failure, for they had no excuse. God knows individually those who trust Him. Joshua and Caleb and Abraham, those three guys' names are written down in stone, that they're on their way to heaven, and they're in heaven today. And we will see them when we get there. Griping and grumbling is against God, the griever of life itself. Griping and grumbling is a griever of life. It is grief. Disobedience. The angels are chained in darkness, awaiting judgment. There were some angels that disbelieved, and they went against God. And He put them in chains and put them in judgment down in the place of hell because of pride. They were warring against God. Thinking too highly of oneself creeps in unaware. God makes you able. Pride causes disobedience, which brings death of the soul, judgment. Number 3, Sodom and Gomorrah, destroyed by fire. Continued to be a warning to us that there is a hell. It's a warning to us that there is a hell and punishment for sinners. Sinful lust, evil desire. Sinful lust, evil desire. Pride causes disobedience, which brings death to the soul and judgment. Wow. The soul of man is to be continually in connection with God. And if we fail in any way in our soul, it brings judgment. It brings judgment on us. And so America seems more concerned about sex than religion, or about sex than God's way. Everything today on the television set is involved in alcohol, cigarettes, cussing, swearing, drinking, and sex. All of those things are what is taking the place today of goodness and graciousness. All those things have. Would God send an angel for you as He did for Lot before destroying that wicked place? That's a good question. He did. He sent an angel to me on November 5th, 1972 at 3 o'clock in the morning. Consolation. We must seek to know and obey the truth, not being perverted by false teachers. The price of disobedience and lack of faith is death. What is that death? The death of the separation between man and God. That is a death that we can have if we're not careful with God. We need to be careful as we walk. Otherwise we get separated from the Lord. And in this little old book of that we're in right here, the sermon outlines of Jude, we have these little excerpts in there. And we're going to do 1 or 2 of them a day here. I've got some that are pretty long to go on a day, But then I'm going to do some short ones for us right here, and see if we can't get some interest in them. We'll see you next time. Right, bye-bye.